Hello and welcome back to this Sunday edition of Health Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you're seeing and if you want to see more. Coming up in this episode, Super League announced their dream team for 2022. Do you agree with their selection? The final two games of the regular 2022 NRL season are played, and I bring you the results and scorers. And tempers are blowing hot between these two Super League coaches. So it looks like the head coaches of Huddersfield Giants and Warrington Wolves are having a little bit of a spat over their plans for 2023, as it all focuses around the centre Jake Wardle, who Ian Watson has insisted will return to the Huddersfield Giants next season, which prompted a prickly response from his Warrington Wolves counterpart Powell, who said of his rival coach he blasted off all sorts of stuff at the moment. The clash between the clubs saw Huddersfield win 38 points to 36 on Monday to condemn the Wolves to an 11th place finish in what ranks as the worst ever Super League season for Warrington Wolves. The match saw Toby King, on loan from Warrington, score for Huddersfield against his parent club, while fellow centre Jake Wardle did likewise for the visitors. King, it was recently announced, will join Wigan on a season-long loan, and Watson admitted he tried to sign the 26-year-old on a permanent basis. "We wanted to keep Toby," Watson said of boyhood Giant supporter King. "I saw some comments the other week, and I don't know whether there has been a miscommunication between Warrington and Darryl, but we wanted to keep Toby King permanently. We didn't want him on loan anymore, but Warrington didn't want to do that deal. They wanted to basically loan him out for another year and probably take him back. So we told them it's pointless us having a player for a year, working with him, and then him going back to them as a better player. We wanted Toby with us permanently if they wanted Jake. But they said they didn't want to do that. So now Jake comes back." With Ricky Luatelli leaving the Giants at the end of the season, head coach Watson says there's no chance of Warrington acquiring Wardle's services again next term. Watson continued, "Jake is not staying at Warrington next year. He'll be a Huddersfield player unless something else happens on the back of that." So there were no cross wires from Huddersfield. It was either we got Toby King permanently or Jake Wardle came back. They knew the situation, and we won't be changing from that. King and 23-year-old Wardle swapped clubs 2 months ago, and both players appeared to have benefited from the move. Jake went out to get game time because he wasn't cracking a starting spot here at the time, Watson said of Wardle, who scored for England in the mid-season win over the Combined Nations. "But we also like Jake and think he's a great bloke and a great part of our squad. He went out to get game time and it worked out to that we got Toby. So like I said, we wanted to keep him permanently. There have been games in the last few weeks where I think Toby has been pushing himself for international honours again, and I like Jake though, and there are little things we speak about in rugby that we want him to get better at, and he wants to get better at. But I made up he's coming back, and it's not a problem for us to have Jake back. He's a quality young British outside back, and will give us competition for places to our squad. I've had a phone call conversation with Jake, and I've told him I expect him back with us in pre-season." Paul was asked for his take on Wardle's future beyond this season when informed about Watson's comments on the situation. The Wire coach said, "He is what he is, isn't he? He's blasting off about all sorts of stuff at the moment. If that's what it is, then it is what it is. I honestly don't know that about Wardle's future beyond this season, but we'll see." I think it's more of a situation where two coaches want the best for their teams to improve them next year. And with the news that Luatelli's leaving and they're not getting their man, Watson's in the right to get their player back. But that leaves Warrington without a player. Maybe it's Warrington's communication with Huddersfield about the future of Jake Wardle after their move for Toby King going to Wigan. It's just one of those things. We'll wait and see. I'm sure that both sides will come to either an agreement or an impasse. It'll be fun to see what happens between now and 2023. Let's for the moment turn our attentions to the NRL, as there were two games played in the morning, and the first game was Newcastle Knights versus Cronulla Sharks. Second place, and with it a home match in the opening week of the finals, it's on the line for the Sharks this Sunday, while the Knights will be keen to avoid the finish with finishing the season with a fourth straight defeat. Cronulla moved into second last week with their win over the Bulldogs, coupled with the Cowboys losing, and will be keen to ensuring the return to PointsBet Stadium for the finals with 10 wins from 11 games there in 2022. The Knights couldn't foot it with the Titans in the high-scoring match last week, but will be desperate to finish on a high at home and give their fans something to smile about. When these two sides met earlier in the seasons, the Sharks shut out the Knights 18 points to 0. So here are the two teams, starting with the Knights. Skipper Jayden Brailey dropped out on Saturday and his place is taken by Chris Randall. Centre Christian Mapapalangi is also out, replaced by Enari Tuala in the number 20 jersey. Simi Sasagi has joined the bench. Anthony Milford is out with a rib injury, so Phoenix Crossland starts at 5'8". Matt Croker moves into the starting side with Suasoa Sui dropping out. For the Sharks, Dale Finucane drops off the reserve list on Saturday and will be given another week to recover from a rib cartilage issue that sidelined him last week. Luke Metcalf has been added to the bench and Braden Trindle is out. Connor Tracy will be rested until the finals due to a concussion, while Matt Ikavalu is back from a groin injury, so KL Iro drops out. There are no further changes to the side and at either side before kickoff. So after a close first half, the Sharks came out with a 38 points to 16 victory. It was the Sharks that took the lead with Britton Nikora scoring on the 11th minute before Tex Hoy scored on the 20th minute. Luke Metcalf scored on the 29th minute as the two sides traded tries. On the 35th minute, and helping the scores stay level at half-time, Dominic Young scored on the 35th minute. But straight after half-time, Nikora extended the Sharks' lead on the 40th minute before Ronaldo Muliatalo scored on the 47th. Dom Young did get his second try on the 54th minute before Jesse Romain, Britton Nikora completed his hat-trick, and Lachlan Miller all got a try apiece to shut out the Knights' comeback. Nico Hines kicked 5 from 7 goals and Tex Hoy kicked 2 from 3. Matt Croker found himself in the sin bin just before Lachlan Miller's try to close out the game, and the Sharks came out as the victors and cement second place. So in the last few hours, the Super League have announced their best 13, their dream team for 2022, and it's come with a few that you would expect and a few surprises. I'm not angry at it at all. With the playoffs awaiting, here is the dream team. We see Saints dominant in the numbers department when it comes to players, with 3 players like Morgan Knowles, Alex Walmsley and Jack Wellesby, as well as James Roby, which makes it 4 players to be fair. But Wigan have 3 as well, with Jai Fields and Bevan French, and Liam Farrell making the team. Salford also have 3 players, with Ken Seo, who's second top try scorer, Tim Lifey, who's been exquisite with his offloads, and Brodie Croft, who has pushed the team to go on to bigger heights yet again. Sean Kenny Dowell shows his influence with Hull KR, will continue in the centre position, while Mikołaj Jalecki and Chris McQueen complete the Dream Team lineup. Lifey and Croft are amongst the 6 debutants in a Dream Team selection at the end of the year, so well done to them, as the selection process has called for 205 different players since the Dream Team example has been revealed. Man of Steel panellist, a member of the 1999 Dream Team, Barry McDermott, said, "Being on the Man of Steel panel and working for Sky Sports means I've had the opportunity to watch these fantastic athletes showing some amazing skills week in, week out throughout the season. Seeing 5 retain their place in the team from 2021 shows the talent and consistency on display in Super League. A special mention must go to Morgan Knowles, who is quickly becoming the loose forward position, making the loose forward position after a 4th straight pick in the team. It's fantastic to see Mikołaj Jalecki developing into a first-class forward and challenges his peers every week. He has been an imposing presence for his club all year, and a debut appearance is very deserved. Alongside the familiar faces, it's great to see new talent rewarded with a place in the team, and all 6 debutants this season should all be very proud to join in the team of year Dream Team list. Don't get me wrong, there is an argument for every single position to be taken by another player. For instance, you've got Ignatius Parsi at Saints. The impact he had coming off the bench as a forward, and when starting, could challenge his teammate Alex Walmsley in the side. Morgan Knowles has been great and will be the starting England loose forward this year in the World Cup. But Ben Garcia has had a wow of a season, and you notice that because Catalan's form has dipped when he hasn't been in the team. They still made 4th place in the league. Halfbacks. You could have Harry Smith in there from Wigan, or even Tuilola here at fullback. There's been top players all the way through the season. I could go on and on and on. But my opinions are just that, opinions, and each one has. So, each one of you has, should I say. Can you please let me know what your thoughts are on the team of the year and who you would replace in the team if you had the choice in the comment section below? So the final game of the season, the regular season for the NRL, comes at West Tigers as they face Canberra Raiders. With the final spots all but assured, the Green Machine will be keen to continue their miraculous late season revival against the West Tigers side, who have now guaranteed the wooden spoon. Ricky Stewart's men have emerged as one of the Telstra Premiership's form teams over the past month, and last week returned to the top 8 for the first time since round 3. Sunday's match will mark the first time that these clubs have faced each other since round 1 of 2021. And with that, here are the 2 teams. Ken Mulimalo overcame a groin injury to take his spot on the wing, and Luke Gardner is back from a head knock in the centres for the Tigers. Captain Jason Tarmo returns from a 1-game suspension, and with no late changes on Sunday to the Wet Tigers team. For the Raiders, playmaker Jack Whiten and back rower Elliot Whitehead have been rested by coach Ricky Stewart, with Matt Frawley coming into the start side at 5'8", and Corey Hawara-Nara promoted from the bench to start in the second row. Albert Hapawate is the new face on the bench, and winger Nick Kotrick returns from groin injury on the wing. The West Tigers season ends in a whimper as the Canberra Raiders rack up 56 points to 10 winners against them. It was one-way traffic for much of the first half as they were 42 points to 0 up by half-time. Matthew Timoko went over in the corner for the fifth minute try before Sebastian Chris got on the end of some flowing rugby from the Raiders. Again, a back and forth flowing move from left to right saw Nick Kotrick go into the right corner. Jordan Rapana got on the end of a Chris inside ball to score on the 20th minute before Hudson Young crashed over the try line with whimpering defence from the Tigers. Xavier Savage got over on the 28th minute before Jamal Fogarty outstripped the Tigers' defence to score on the 31st minute. Signs of life came back on the 45th minute after Dane Laurie scored on the 45th minute for the Tigers. Ken Mulimalo scored on the 48th minute, but that was all the points after Adam Dewey scored a conversion for Laurie's try. Hudson Young got over for a second try before Josh Papali'i bombed his way over. There was 9 conversions from 9 from Raiders kickers, 7 from Fogarty and 2 from Jordan Rapana. Rapana kicked a 78th minute penalty after Zane Musgrove was simbined on the 77th minute. Musgrove appeared to have dropped down with a forearm on the back of the Canberra's forward after he tackled him with his while still holding onto the Canberra Raiders' left leg. Anyway, 56 points to 10, and the Wests at bottom of the table, and the Raiders going to the playoffs with some form. So after round 25, this is how the season has played out. The Panthers top the tree with 42 points, and are followed by Cronulla Sharks, whose late run up the playoff picture sees them in second place. North Queensland Cowboys are in third after an impressive season, and Parramatta Eels are in fourth place after going above the Storm, beating them in fact. The Storm are on level on points with the Roosters, which can be said that the Storm have had a disappointing year this year, but injuries have been a major factor. The Roosters getting one over the Rabbitohs and sees them in the same places that they started the day, but Canberra Raiders close up on the Rabbitohs to finish 8th. Outside the playoffs, after being so long in the playoff picture, the Brisbane Broncos' bad streak of results sees them finish the season in 9th place. But there's positives to be seen from the Dragons in this late season run. Manly Seagulls possibly the disappointments of the year as they find themselves in 11th place, missing out on the finals for the first time in 4 years. The Bulldogs are in 12th after their win, and this sees also the Gold Coast Titans jumping above 2 teams to finish 13th after being most of the season second from bottom. Newcastle Knights are in 14th with the New Zealand Warriors in 15th, but the wooden spoon has to go to West Tigers with only 5 wins all season. So here is the playoff picture. Penrith Panthers face the Parramatta Eels in Game 1 of the playoff final series. The winner moves on to the semi-finals, and the loser goes to the second chance saloon as they get played in the what they call the semi, and I will call the quarter final. The loser of that game will go on to face the winner of Melbourne Storm versus Canberra Raiders, with the loser of that game out of the playoffs. The same goes for the Sydney Derby in the playoffs, as they face the loser of Cronulla Sharks and North Queensland Cowboys. Then we'll be able to see how the playoff picture goes. In Semi 1, the winner goes on to facing the winner of Cronulla Sharks and North Queensland Cowboys. And in Semi 2, the winner goes on to face the winner of Parramatta and Penrith. Then the winners of those two games go on to the grand final. A little bit confusing, I must admit, but it does bring out some good games. And that's it for another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, and press that notification bell for any updates on new videos that may be coming your way. Tell me what your thoughts are of today's video in the comment section below. There's a lot to go through, as usual. Tell me who your thoughts are for the playoff picture. Who is going to win the elimination finals? Who's going to win the semi-finals? Who's going to go on to win it in the NRL? Tell me also who's going to do so in the Super League. There's a lot to go through, I know, and still a lot of rugby to go for the rest of 2023. Comment section is open, but please remember to be civilized. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to share this video worldwide. I will now wish you all the best, so please stay safe, and I'll see you in the next episode.